11. Family jewels. This story happened many years ago to a French couple visiting California. They were friends of Oliver, a friend of mine who later recounted the story to me, and I never forgot it. After crisscrossing the state for over a week, the couple arrived late one night at a campsite in Big Sur, where they happily set up their tent. When it was done, the young woman went to the showers while a companion unpacked their sleeping gear. She was exhausted, and so she hurried to the shower. Then she walked back up the path to return to their site. All was quiet around her, and only the glow of flashlights cut through the darkness. At their tent, she knelt down on the dirt and pulled up the entrance flap. Her boyfriend was naked and on all fours, apparently rearranging the pillows at the back of the tent, his butt practically in her face. Laughing, she took hold of his, how shall I put it, privates, and squeezed a little, saying out loud in French, "Pas mal les bijoux de famille," which means, nice family jewels. Startled, the boyfriend twisted his body around as best he could in the tiny space and stared at her. But she already knew. She already knew, and yet she just stood there, paralyzed on her knees, her mouth opened. It was the wrong butt, the wrong jewels, and altogether the wrong guy. She was in the wrong tent. It was too late, of course. The man had seen her face, and she his. She backed out of the tent, almost tripping over herself, and ran madly down the path, back to the showers. Where the hell was she? She closed her eyes a moment to take hold of herself, and she concentrated. She had taken the right path, she was sure of that. But she'd either turned right too early or too far up. She started up again, carefully this time, and sure enough, she could see that she had turned right too early the first time. On top of that, it was so damn dark that every small tent looked the same, along with every car. She found her boyfriend sitting on the bumper of the rental, a beer in his hand. "Alors," he exclaimed, "what took you so long?" "We're leaving," she blurted out. "We what?" We're leaving, that's what," she repeated, trying hard not to shout. "We're leaving now, this instant, this minute." And she was already dragging their sleeping bags out of the tent. He could see that she was in a state, and he guessed that something unpleasant had happened at the showers. But there was such urgency in her voice that he knew better than to ask for an explanation. Within minutes, all their stuff was back in the trunk. They drove to the sleeping campsite, out of the grounds onto the highway. Much later, as they lay uncomfortably on the back seats of their car, parked in a small recess along the highway and overlooking the ocean, she told him. Meanwhile, back at the campsite, lying in his tent and staring at nothing, a man was probably still in a state of shock, not quite sure that he had, or had not, seen a young woman inside his tent squeezing his privates while speaking French to him.